Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie Part 1. It is Sunday, June 1st, 2025, and I'm so happy you are joining us. It was 4 years ago on this first weekend in June that Mom and I started Sunday Stamping, and we're so happy that you've been along the journey the whole way. Well, we have some fun projects to share with you today, so let's get the camera turned around and get started. There is an amazing sale that starts on Tuesday, June 3rd, and so I just wanted to talk about it for a little bit because I do think it's also a little bit confusing. The concept is easy. Buy one, get one 50% off. All suites and suite products. The easy part is the buy one, get one 50% off. As normal with these kinds of sales, the lower price item is the one that you're going to get half off. But the big question is like, what's included and what's not? So when Stampin' Up says suite, they mean the suite collection of items that you can get that all coordinate together. So for example, in the annual catalog, we have the Florals and Blooms suite, and there is one item number for the entire collection. So when they're talking about suites, they mean the suite collection. So you can get one whole suite collection, and then you can get another suite collection half off, and you can mix and match. So any of the current suites from the annual catalog, we got the turtles, we got the inspiring imperfections, the beautiful gallery. Okay, any of these, buy one, get one half off. Actually, it would be buy one, get one half off. Or you can also get individual items from the suite. So this is a suite product, the bundle, the gems, the designer paper. And side note, this is all while supplies last. So it's possible that suite components may sell out early and then the entire suite won't be available. So if you want to get entire suites and then get one half off, make sure you order early in the sale. The sale is June 30th through June 3rd through the 30th. So you can also, like I said, get one bundle and get the other bundle half off, or get a bundle, get designer paper half off. So it's mix and match, but it's always the lowest price item that is going to be half off. Now, you'll be able to see in the online store starting on Tuesday when the sale starts which items are going to be included in the sale and which are not. So it should be pretty easy. But I do have to note, if you order 4 items, then it's the lowest 2 items that are going to be half off. So if you get 2 full suite collections and 2 designer papers, for example, the 2 designer papers are going to be half off, not 1 suite and 1 designer paper. So you may need to be a little strategic with your ordering and place an order for the big items like the suite collections or the bundles, and then a separate order for smaller items like designer paper and embellishments. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please just let us know. Now, the sale does include all suites, including the suites in the online exclusives, and including suites in the pre-order online exclusives. So that's really exciting. Demonstrators can pre-order July online exclusives starting on Tuesday, June 3rd. Those items are going to be available for everyone starting in July, but demonstrators get to pre-order, and those items are also included in the buy one, get one 50% off sale. Today, we are showcasing the Floral Impressions Suite in our video, and so I'm going to show you some of those amazing products. You can get the entire suite collection again, or you can get individual components, buy one, get one 50% off. The Floral Impressions Suite includes some amazing designer paper. I had to show you this one a little bit longer so you could see like the rainbow effect of the flowers. We got all kinds of flowers. Don't ask me what kind. I'm just going to call them wildflowers. They're so beautiful. The colors in this suite are many, including crushed curry, fresh freesia, strawberry slush, garden green, misty moonlight, pool party. I would say there's some daffodil delight, little peach pie in there too. I mean, probably just like any color that you have, you're going to be able to pull into, match this designer paper. And then you flip it over and you've got some great B-side patterns, including some garden green and old olive, darling duckling. So these patterns can be mixed and matched and go with just about anything. In addition to the beautiful designer paper, we have a coordinating stamp set called Impressions a Bloom, which has 2-step stamps with the detail and then the solid to fill it in, and some great sentiments. I appreciate you. Thanks so very much. Thanks for being here. And then the dies that coordinate. So the dies die cut all of the images from this set. And then they also, in addition to the outline die, have detail dies. So if you want to, you can die cut just the flower and not use the coordinating stamp set. Let me show you an example of that on one of the card swaps that I've got. Here's one from Bonnie O'Neill, and she used the detail dies as well as the outline to add the detail there. I love that she used some of that coordinating designer paper. Colors here are Darling Duckling with Old Olive and Pecan Pie. The ovals are really kind of different and fun, and I had to show you these die cut because I think it's hard to tell. Now, the pink one is the solid oval, and then there's also another oval die that die cuts 2 pieces of frame that's really super skinny and another oval. And these 2 ovals can layer onto each other to create just a little bit of a border. And then you could always add this over the top, especially if you did it in a contrasting color or like a gold foil or something really pretty like that. So those are the oval dies. The one that has the little frame and then the solid one. Those are part of the die set. And I'm going to be using those on my project today, so you'll kind of see that in action. And then where's more? We've got this great embossing folder called Pressed Flowers. And it's got a really nice little design there with the florals. And then these kind of, I think are funny since there's no gold in the designer paper, but the foiled frames, labels, ephemera pack frames and labels are going to be so great to go with so many things like that. Kintsugi inspiration. I totally see that one with the gold foil. These scream Christmas to me. So I think you're going to love these frames and tags for all occasions throughout the year. You're really going to turn to those. So each one of these has like just like that die, it has a skinny little frame and then also a gold lined label as well. So there's lots of different pieces, 2 sheets of each of the 3 designs in here, and you'll see Mom use those on her card. And then last but not least, the strawberry slush embellishments include some shades of pink and the clear ones, the gold specks in there. So gorgeous. Let me show you some samples before we get started with my project. I pulled out the ones that Mom is going to show so that there's not duplicates, but I still have lots of other cards to share with you. This one is actually, these are cards that Mom stamped. I'm surprised she didn't pull those out. These are from On Stage. We had the after hours class, and this bundle was one that you could choose when you registered for the class. It was this one and the turtles. And so Mom and I, when we do those classes, we always like stamp for each other. So she stamps a set, I stamp a set, and here are the cards that she created using some of the ink colors: Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, and Darling Duckling. These were a little simple. They didn't give us the designer paper, but the designer paper really just is the star of this show. Here's a card from Liz Orr, and she used the damask embossing folder, the damask designs, to create this spring card. And then here's one from Jenna Oline, and she did that fault line card with tearing the cardstock and the designer paper and kind of get a peek of that underneath. And then we've got the beautiful detailed dies there. Such a gorgeous card. I've got to try this technique. Another card here featuring the designer paper from Tracy Jacobs. I think this one actually opens up, yeah, with a flap. Oh, I love that. So it's just like a little mini card on top of the full card. I think that's so clever. And lastly, this one from Sandy Carlson. She has a accordion card like this with a little pocket that you can put a gift card in. Crushed curry with garden green, and she did some stamping and added the detailed die cuts to go with those flowers. Such a beautiful card. Tell me what you think about the Floral Impressions Suite. Oh my gosh, I almost dumped all of my card pieces. I'm going to connect with Mom here and get her on the video so she can watch as I create my project for you. All right, I'm really excited about this card. I got Mom on the video now. This week has been so crazy, and I feel like we've just been so like last minute. Sometimes that's how it is though. with our Sunday stamping videos, and but we still get them done, and then even when it is a bit of a scramble. But for our anniversary, I had to do something a little fun. And so I'm doing a little fun fold here, with this paper. And it's similar to a fold I shared with the Fluffiest Friends, if you remember that from a while back. But I'm doing kind of a horizontal version of that. And the first time I saw this kind of like peek through card, I think actually it was something that Kim Peck shared years ago. Maybe she even did like a split coast stampers tutorial. I don't know. It's so crazy to think we've been doing this for over 20 years and Sunday stamping for 4 years. I don't know. Like if you had to choose a favorite episode, is there anything that comes to mind? Oh, I know.
I know mine.
What's yours?
Stamping with Sarah and Shelley.
Yes, that was so amazing. That was a lot of fun. We'll link up to those episodes in our video description. But there's a whole playlist. So you can go and check out all 208 episodes before this one from the past 4 years. Some of my other favorite episodes include having Amy come and stamp with us. And sometimes we had Claire come and stamp with us too. So we've just had so much fun with these. And we'll have to come up with some fun things to do in year 5 as well.
One of my favorites was when we stamped with Margot and Barb when we were away.
Yes, that was so much fun for backstage.
Yes,
in November
on video. Yeah. That was fun. That
was a good one too. So I think maybe we just need to like figure out how to have more guests with us this year. I think that would be fun. Tell us what you would like to see in the next year of Sunday stamping. What have been some of your favorite episodes, and what would you like us to do in the coming episodes? What would you like to see us focus on? Okay, so for this card, I've got a strawberry slush card base, and I'm using the oval to die cut the center out of it. Now, this is the one without that stitched border that we just talked about. So you're going to die cut that from the center, and then I always do the die cutting first and then the embossing, because if you emboss and then die cut, then your embossed part gets smashed by the die cutting machine. So cut first, then emboss, and what you're going to have is a card base like this that has the fun pressed flowers design on the front and a gigantic hole. We're going to fill the gigantic hole with our inside that kind of has a pop-up. Now this is super, super easy. It's 5 1/4 by 8 inches, scored at 2, 4, and 6. So we are going to fold a little bit funny here though. We're going to fold so that we have the pop-up, and then this one is actually going to go down. So it's going to kind of be like a plateau up there. And it's going to go in the card so that back end is against the card base, like the back of the card front, I should say. And then when it folds flat. And our oval, sneak peek, I got all my elements die cut. Our oval is going to stick here. And so when you open the card, it will pop through on the inside. Is that making sense?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so for the inside of that pop-up, I have 2 pieces of designer paper that are 1 3/4 by 5 inches. And so I'm going to put these right here in the middle. And the top one is going to get covered up a lot by the oval. So I just really wanted to have kind of a little design in the background. You could just have the oval be right on there on the white. Now this back one is going to be hidden because that's going to be what's against the card base. But down here is where we've got room to write. Not a lot of room to write, but a little room to write. We are going to stamp a little "I appreciate you" right down there. And I'm using Blackberry Bliss, which is the dark purple in this designer paper. While I have that out, the front is going to say, "Thanks so very much." And I'm also going to stamp this in Blackberry Bliss. So I die cut another oval with the white cardstock using the same die for the front. And then this piece, we're going to stamp some of the two-step flowers. And so one of them, the small one, is going to have Blackberry Bliss for the outline. And then Fresh Freesia for the inside. And I pulled these colors from the designer paper.
Oh, so did I.
I know. Oh, I love the way they line up. Two-step stamping is my favorite. You guys know I don't favor coloring very much. And so I love that you can just create like two stamps and it's fully colored and looking beautiful. The other two colors I'm using are Pretty in Pink and Strawberry Slush. And those are going to be for the larger flower, which is the one Mom used. It's got this like funny petal that sticks out, but that makes it a lot easier to line up the stamp on top, because you kind of use that petal as the anchor and then line up the other petals to go around it.
Yep.
I really loved on Sandy's card how she combined the stamp images with the detailed die cuts. So I just used the detailed die cuts to cut the center of my flowers out.
Yep.
And so I have Darling, Duckling, and Blackberry Bliss for these centers. Oh, come on. I'll use some glue dots to add those to the flowers. I also die cut some leaves, and there's a cluster of flowers. One die cuts 3 of those cute little flowers. I wonder if I could get those on with the glue dots. Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Nice to know.
On my sample, I used liquid glue, which sometimes can be a little tricky with smaller elements, but yeah, glue dots work perfect there.
Perfect.
Okay, so now we're just going to add these to the card. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals under the flowers.
I'm really liking how this is going.
Yes, all these colors are so beautiful, and they just come right from the designer paper. I always turn to the designer paper for my color inspiration. And I don't know what I would do. I guess I'd use the Color Coach without that as my guide. I'm just using regular adhesives, the seal on this. I do want to kind of keep these leaves. I want to kind of keep them inside the oval because it's going to be like flipping in there. So I don't want to have things hanging outside of the oval because it'll get caught up on the card.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do some of these.
You were talking about color combinations, and when I first started, I was stuck on this color combination of, I think it was it certainly celery and plum. Not perfect plum, the lighter plum.
Oh, pale plum.
Pale plum.
Yes.
I use those all the time. It was like, I have got to break out of this mold.
I still have color combinations like that I kind of turn to again and again. Like Calypso Coral and Old Olive is one with Petal Pink. I use that a lot. Like I just kind of fall back on that one when I don't have like colors from designer paper.
Yep.
Okay, we're almost done. Let's get this card together. Now we're going to start with that back panel that has the sentiment, and we're just going to put adhesive all over this one. This is just regular Stampin' Seal adhesive. This piece is going to be spaced evenly from the bottom of the card, so sides and bottom. Now there are no adhesive where the designer paper panels are because they're going to kind of float and not be stuck to anything. But this piece here is going to stick to the card front here. And so I'm going to use some tear and tape. And I'm going to add to the ends because that's where it's going to stick here. I like fun folds that are easy, and this is definitely an easy one that you could do at home with any window shape, any die set that you have, you could do this with. Okay, so I've got this so it's folded flat. Do you see how that is? Folded flat. And then I'll close my card to adhere the sides. You could add some adhesive there. I didn't, but you could. In fact, I wish maybe that I had, but I'm not going to tear it apart. All right, we just cut out a little boo-boo, but we are back on track now. We're going to put our oval on the green designer paper down here, so ignore my torn cardstock there. That's not where the oval gets adhered to the project. I'm going to use some tear and tape and glue this down. This is what I get for rushing. So you're going to adhere the bottom part of the oval, and it's die cut using the same die, so it's going to fit right in there in the window.
Oh, pretty.
And then when you open the card, you can see that little pop through.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that fun?
Missing a couple things.
Let's do that. What else is it missing? Just bling?
Just bling.
So on my sample, I put some like in the center of the flowers, but where would you like to bling this card?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I think the center of those little flowers with some of the littlest ones are perfect.
Oh, that glue dot did not come off. Oh my goodness. Is it on there? And one more.
Love it.
Yay!
Oh, it's gorgeous, Julie.
All right, hold on one second. I'm going to talk about what we're doing next week,
Okay.
and then we'll come right back. Next week, we are doing a very special episode of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie to celebrate our 4 years. I hope you will join us for a Sunday stamp along. We've been doing these so many times throughout the year, so you know the drill. Prepare your materials at home and get ready to stamp right along with us. Mom and I each will have a separate card for you to make. We'll be stamping along live together, and we hope that you will stamp along with us and share your cards. Here are my card measurements for next week's stamp along. I'll also include them in the video description and share them on social media so you can get ready to stamp with us next week. I can't wait to see what you create. Okay, one last look at my project using the Floral Impressions Suite from Online Exclusives. And don't forget, you can get those Sweet Unsweet products half off. Buy one, get one, 50% off starting on Tuesday, June 3rd. I think after you see Mom's project as well, you're going to be sold on this suite and you're going to want to add it to your card on Tuesday. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this episode of Sunday Stamping, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and Mom's so you don't miss out on future episodes of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, including our stamp along next week. But it is time now, friends, to head over to Mom's channel to check out what she's created with this amazing suite. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I'll see you over there. Bye, Mom.
Thanks, Jules. Love you.
See you soon.